Hey, you guys, Coach Liz here. All right. We are doing part two of Healthy Through the Holiday series. Last week, I touched on knowing your why, what your specific goals are for this holiday season. And also, I gave you a challenge to do the gratitude journal with us throughout the month of December. Doesn't have to be complicated, doesn't have to take a long time. Grab a notebook. Every day, commit to write 5 things that you're grateful for that day. Also, write something that you did well during that day, especially in regards to your health. Did you go for a walk? Did you drink your water? Did you stay on your plan? Whatever it is, write it down. And then write something that you want to improve on the next day. It's just really important to be conscious of our habits, where we're doing well and what we want to work on the next day and continue moving forward with. So join us in our gratitude journal challenge in December. All right, my second tip on being healthy through the holidays is 2 things. Number one, creating your environment up for success. In element 7 in the life book, Dr. Anderson talks about creating a leptogenic world. So creating a healthy environment to make things easier so that you're not white knuckling through all of the situations all the time, especially those times that you have control over it, like in your home. So set up your home and your environment to help you make it easier to make healthy choices. So what this looks like is maybe not buying all of the holiday goodies to have around your house. Make your house a safe place. Doesn't mean that your family doesn't ever need to eat those, but you don't need them sitting around. If a neighbor brings goodies over, making sure that they're not just sitting on your counter. I love to stick them in the freezer, or I tell my family, come get what you want. I'm going to put the rest in the freezer or in the garbage. Don't feel bad about throwing things away that aren't moving you closer to your goal. A lot of times, you just need one little taste. You know, if that's a choice that you're making, you don't have to eat the whole thing. And then also, if you are working, setting up your desk or your environment to be able to make healthier choices, having your fuelings or healthy snacks close by. Same thing in your car. Grab a few extra healthy bars or snacks that you can keep in your car, and always have some water in there too, so that you are set up for success. So that is tip number one. The second tip is plan ahead for success. This is a busy season. We have lots of things going on. We have parties. And so planning ahead for success is key, because we've all heard that if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So a few things that you can do to plan ahead for success is, number one, have a meal plan. Know ahead what you're going to eat that whole week. Sit down and just look in your fridge and freezer. See what you already have that you need to use up in regards to lean protein. Write it down, match it with whatever vegetables you already have on hand, and then you can make your grocery list of what you need to add in there. So having a plan so that you can look at your plan for the next day, the night before, and say, oh, I'm having chicken tomorrow. I'm going to get it out of the freezer now. Or you can look at your meal plan while you're chopping vegetables and see, what other vegetables do I need chopped this week that I can do while I already have this mess, already have the cutting board out. Or when you're cooking meat, do I need the same meat later this week that I could cook a little extra? So it saves you time in the long run and really makes it convenient to know ahead what you're going to eat, and makes it so that you don't just fall into eating whatever everyone else is eating. So meal plan is key. If you haven't done that yet, start. It is money saver, time saver, life saver. The second thing is plan ahead for when you're going to parties. I always like to bring a healthy dish to a party. Even if I wasn't asked, bring a relish tray or a salad. Or one of my favorite things is the buffalo chicken dip. My kids love it. It does not even taste healthy. I make a double or triple batch and freeze portions. A lot of times I'll either get small casserole dishes, or at the dollar store, those disposable dishes that you can just make extra servings, cover it with saran wrap and tinfoil, put it in your freezer, and then the day of the party, just stick it in the oven for about 45 minutes to cook it, to heat it up. And so I love that. I'll put the recipe in the comments below for that one. And then I just cut up whatever veggies I have. Usually celery is the best, but cucumbers, bell peppers, whatever you want. So some veggies, the buffalo chicken dip, I take that to the party. Everyone loves that. So plan ahead so that you know that there is at least one healthy option when you get there. Also, planning ahead for drinks. If you know that people are going to be drinking and it's not something that you want to be doing, bring your flavored water, have it in your hand so that you're not tempted to pick up something, whether it be a drink or treats from the table, and plan to make connections, not to hang out by the dessert table. See how many new people you can meet or find out new things about people that you already know, instead of making it about the food. That is a huge one. And then also planning ahead for luncheons, things like that. Know that maybe you want to eat before you go so that you're not really hungry. And then there might be some kind of veggie you can eat while you're there. So having a plan so that you already know what you're going to do. You already know how you want to show up and what your plan is to do that. And then we all know sometimes plans don't go as we think they will. And just give yourself grace. Do the best that you can. If it wasn't perfect, that's okay. My biggest tip for you is really work on avoiding the all or nothing mentality. Even if it wasn't 100%, ask yourself, what happened? What did I want to have happen? What am I going to do different next time? And then keep going. So making sure that just the next action is actually moving you forward instead of backwards, because we can get into that self-sabotage, and before we know it, we're 10 steps behind. So that's the biggest step, is even if you take a step backwards, try to make the next step a step forward. So those are my holiday tips for week 2 of our Healthy Through the Holiday series. Plan ahead for success. All right, have a great week.